Hi everyone, in today's earwax removal video we're going to be showing you how we take this solid plug of wax out of my patient's one ear canal. So we've got a compilation of earwax removals for you. Hi everyone, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Hope we're having a good day. Thank you so much for watching that earwax removal compilation video today. So in this first particular patient, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory to this particular patient. Lovely gentleman came through, just basically really not hearing very well in this one particular ear canal. Get lots of pain if he gets any water in his ears. Really just, really dull muffled sensations on the ear on this particular side. Now when we go in there, we can see we've got some very soft wax here at the entrance, which we've just managed to clear away. But now we've encountered this slightly harder section of wax. It looks quite mobile. So we think, oh, it'll probably come out quite easily. Suction grip's not particularly good. So we're going to switch now, put the Jobson horn in here. And as I put some downward pressure on this wax plug, it starts to move forwards, but then all of a sudden the Jobson horn flicks off the top of the plug, and that's because this plug is really old. How can we tell it's old? It's dark and it is dry. It is tough as old boots. It does not want to come out. Now this patient's never had a wax removal done before, so goodness knows how many years old this wax is. But every time I try and bring this wax forwards, you can see the Jobson horn is just flicking off the top, and then the wax just naturally sucks itself back to its original position. Now that can happen because the ear canal is more of like a gentle S-bend. It can happen, it holds on really tightly in there. It doesn't go around the corners particularly well when it's really hard. So I've switched to the Rosen inserter. Why? Because we've got this really thin and narrow point, so we can drive that into this plug and then draw forwards, which is what you can see me doing. Look at this plug coming over. We're going to lift it up for you to see. Covered in dry skin. Hard as nails, this thing, and big old flap of dry skin hanging on the back end as well. That's what was holding everything in there. So what you can see now when we take a look back at it, you can see layer upon layer of dry skin around the entrance to the ear canal here. What's happened there is that's the reason this wax is so dry and so hard, is because all that sort of oils and everything else that would normally be secreted on the outer part of the ear canal, it's just not there. It's all, the skin is dry, it's dried around it into the wax, everything's been holding on. So we've got this really big flap of dry skin we're just going to remove on the one side. I have put some olive oil in here just to loosen this, to help it along on its way a little bit. We're going to get a good suction grip here. I think we're going to have to switch tools though in a second, just because we've run out of room basically to try and peel this off the ear canal. Now one bit of advice I would give to any patient really that had this very dry skin material is to use a little bit of olive oil, and to do that on a regular basis. So maybe just sort of once a month thereabouts, pop a little bit of olive oil in. It's just going to moisturize that skin. It's going to help to keep that skin healthy and stop it from drying out as much as it is here. And you'll see, now we've got a good grip there. As we pull this away, it peels almost all the way down the ear canal. Big flap of dry skin. There we go, coming away. It's missed it a little bit, only because we've hit a little bit of olive oil as we go in. We're just going to get this next flap of skin. You can see how the olive oil just gets in front of the camera a little bit. So what I'm going to do first of all is just move this piece of skin and wax across to the one side, reposition it basically, because ideally when you can see it's that thin shape, the suction tube's not going to get a good grip. Let's go in here with the Jobson horn, not Jobson horn, my goodness me, crocodile forceps even, because that's going to be able to get a really good grip on this one. So out that comes. There we are. We've detached that. We're going to bring it all the way out. There we go. So that's that sort of up and down piece of dry skin. You can see there is one last little sort of knobbly bit of dry skin just in front of the eardrum, and it's quite mobile, you can see there. So let's peel that down very slowly. Now you'll see by the look of the eardrum, it's almost got this sort of almost a grey white color, quite dull. So there's a lot of dark dry skin on that drum as well. So we're going to pop a little bit of olive oil and soften that lot up. So this was the plug. I told you we'd show how we did it. So this was the plug that came out, guys. So we're looking at what, 2 centimeters there, or just 7/8 of an inch, I'm going to call that one. But when I'm telling you, that was dry as a chip. It was so dry and tough as well. You couldn't press into it. Whew. So this is our second patient in the compilation. So this patient's come through again with hearing issues, a little bit of irritation in here as well. So a lot of sort of itchiness and blocked up sensations in here. So we're going to get the standard size Zollner tube on this one. So let's just lift from the base of the canal. So you can see it looks quite dry down here. Let's try and lift this off. There we go. So we're just starting to detach some of that dry wax and skin. You can see the olive oil. Now, I didn't put the olive oil in. This was already done by the patient, and it's kind of coated all around the canal and got just underneath it, which really does help us, because as we start to pull, you can see here, as we start to pull this wax out with the olive oil in there, it just sort of slides down and along the canal wall. So we've taken a nice big chunk of it there. So let's take a look behind. How's that looking now? There we are. Let's go and see if we can grab the next piece. Oh, it's quite free and mobile. You saw as I just touched it with the suction tube, the suction couldn't get a grip, but it did actually push it back a little bit. So let's move position, grab another little piece. So this is layer upon layer of dry wax here. So we're just going to take this next section out, and that should free up a little bit more space, which should allow us to get a little bit more wiggle room in here. Let's see if we can hold on to this last piece. Oh, it doesn't look like it's really holding on there very well. Let's move up. There we go, that's a better grip. Now if we can draw this forwards, it means that we're able to maneuver it a lot better, and we're able to kind of get behind it and almost flick it forwards. I'm just using the side of the suction tube, a bit like a Jobson horn if you like. Ah, there we are, speak of the devil, there he is. So now we're going to go over the top with the Jobson horn. Just get behind. Cilia are just blocking my view slightly, but it's okay. I'm just inside the ear canal. I'm not going to do any damage there. So let's just draw this forwards and down. Out that comes. There he is. Let's try and flick him into the bowl of the ear. Oh, he's still holding on to a little bit of dry skin there. Let's just nip that out as well. Guys, if you are watching these videos, don't forget we are doing little short videos, which is answering some of your questions that you come up with during the comment section. So if you have got a burning question you'd love to get answered, drop it into the comment section below. You never know, we might do a little short video on it. Also, guys, if you're enjoying the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. We are a lovely bunch here at Audiology Associates, and we love you to subscribe to our channel. So eardrum looks lovely and healthy. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like after. So massive difference there. 1.5 centimeters. I knew I'd stumble there. 5/8 of an inch. There you go. I'm in eighths now, guys. I've gone from quarters to eighths. How impressive is that? So we're just coming up on our last patient in this compilation. Nice short and sweet one for you. Lovely, lovely guy came in this one. Very, very blocked up. Due to go to the NHS here in the UK to get some hearing aids, needs to have his ears lovely and clear to be able to take impressions. So came along to get that done with us today. You can see a very dark, hard piece of wax here, but luckily quite mobile. So as soon as we've got a grip on this, it starts to move. And that's a good job, because it is quite hardened up and quite tough, this piece of wax. So I managed to break this top section away here. Let's get rid of that piece first of all, and then we'll go back in then and grab onto this next section. There we go, give it a little bit of a wiggle. Let's just tease this out of the ear canal. There we go, out that pops. And then we're just going to have another little look behind. We can see now we've got a couple of just we don't need to go in and get these pieces of wax out. It's not going to cause any problems, but just because I fancied it. We just go in and we'll tidy up these last two pieces. So this one's an easy one. This one's a little bit more difficult. You don't want to press against the canal wall very much here, because it will feel quite uncomfortable for the patient. So we'll hover above and it jumps into the suction. And this is the eardrum. So this is what it looks like before. And this is what it looks like now. Massive difference. You can see, much clearer there. So we've got centimeters worth of earwax. I'm going to call that 3/8. Well, you know what? I might even go as far as say that was 7/16 of an inch, guys. 7/16. So you can see very, very dark, quite tough as well. Not as hard as the first patient you saw, but quite brittle, this little piece. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did voicing it over. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I shall see you again on Monday. Bye, everyone.